So UFC 234 happened Sunday morning for me because I live in Britain, but it was Saturday night in Australia. And just before the fight, and I was on YouTube before the fight, because I don't have UFC Fight Pass, so I was on YouTube just looking, and I saw MMA News, I think it was, put up, Robert Whittaker's injured. I was like, oh fuck's sake. That was fucking annoying. And then I thought, then that means what happens here? Because you can't just call the whole card off, or you can't rebook the card. What happens here? But they just bumped the fighters up, and we got a good main event. It was exciting to watch. It was probably one of the most interesting fights I've seen in a while. And what I thought was interesting about it, and what I've not heard anyone talk about, it was like Anderson Silva didn't look like he wanted to win that fight to me. I think he wanted to. He was trying to land that big strike. I think he wanted to show off that he's still Anderson Silva. But it was like, I think Anderson Silva could have fought a much less entertaining fight, and won. And it was kind of disappointing to me, but it was interesting. Like, if it had been anyone other than Anderson Silva, I'd be like, that was a fucking amazing fight. But because I know how good Anderson Silva is in the clinch, and how good his jiu-jitsu is, and how good he is in guards, it wasn't interesting to me. As much as everyone else seems to be hyping it, I was like, we still don't know how good Israel Adesanya's clinch is. We still don't know how good his wrestling is. We still don't know how good his grappling in general is. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, and I think I don't know if I agree with him having a title shot, but it's like there's no one else really that deserves a title shot other than Kelvin. But I think Kelvin's a better matchup, worse matchup even, for Israel Adesanya now, because Kelvin will fucking wrestle him, and I think Robert would try and strike with him, and I think that would be a better matchup for Israel. But we're gonna have to see what happens. To be honest, I want to see Robert fight Kelvin, and while that's happening, I want to see another rematch. Well, not another rematch. I want to see the second rematch between Israel Adesanya and Anderson Silva. But no one else seems to particularly want that. But I do, because I think that Anderson Silva can win that fight. But he didn't. He didn't win the fight. If there had been another 2 rounds, maybe he would have won the fight. But maybe he would have got knocked out in another 2 rounds. I could have happily seen another 2 rounds of that fight. But let's actually get into actual fight analysis of the fight. Let's break it up round by round. First round, they came out. It was like a fucking... It was... Dana White, it was like a Kung Fu movie. It was like a Kung Fu movie. It was very exciting to watch. But it was... I was watching it, I was like, why isn't Anderson grabbing him? But I might be wrong. Maybe Anderson thinks that he would have just fucking got punched in the head if he tried that, and that's why he didn't try that. But I don't know about that. And I'm pretty sure in the first round Israel was trying to land that question mark kick. I'm pretty sure he landed the whole fight. He was trying to land that question mark kick, that big question mark kick on Anderson Silva. Oh, there's a fucking fly. Fuck off, you little fly cunt. Fuck off. Sorry about this. I now have respect for that fly because you can't see this, but he just threw a fucking spider's web. It's fucking impressive. Just so you know, I don't have spider webs in my house. I'm in the greenhouse. That's why there's spider webs. But that's a shitty spider web. Maybe it's because it's so hot in here. Spider can't make a spider web properly. No, the other one's good. That one's just shit. Anyway, back to the fight. It was good. It looked almost like scripted. I mean, I'm not saying it was scripted, but that's just how it looked. I'm not. That sounds like I'm accusing it of being a fixed fight. It definitely wasn't a fixed fight, but that's how entertaining the fight was to watch. That it looked scripted, and I could watch that fight a fucking 100 times. I think every time, that's an interesting matchup. from my perspective anyway, I think that's an interesting perspective. But let's move on to the co-main event. The co-main event, there was controversy there. Stopped early, which was a shame because it was right by the end of the round. So the guy could have recovered and then come back in the next round and beat him. So that was a shame. Kind of ruined the co-main event. Another interesting fight there was there's an undefeated light heavyweight, which I normally wouldn't just be talking about, 10-0. But it's the light heavyweight division. Like there's no clear prospects in the light heavyweight division. So I think that was an interesting one. The guy's name's Jimmy something. You can look it up yourself. Fuck it. I don't have all the answers. But he's undefeated now. That's interesting. Maybe we'll see him fight John Jones one day. I mean, he got the fucking early TKO. It was very impressive the way he did it. But the guy that he was fighting, he's definitely. I've seen that guy fight before, and he's a game fighter, but he's not championship class. Well, he's world class, because he's in the UFC, but he's not championship, or at least UFC championship class. But, and big buts, he is in the division with John Jones, so I don't think we're going to see him be. Oh, my cat's here. Hello. There's a lot of distractions. I've tried to record this a couple of times. There was car alarms going off and I was making mistakes and blah blah. But she's sniffing the strawberries. Okay. Let's talk about the main event on the prelim, which I haven't seen because I don't have Fight Pass. But the guy that won is from what I heard, he looked good in that fight, and I think did I see highlights for that? No, I didn't see highlights for that, but I've seen in the MMA media that he did look good in that fight. But he's in the division with killers, so it'll be interesting to see how far he can move forward in that lightweight division, because that lightweight division, there's so many fucking great fighters to watch that are fucking amazing fighters, and they're entertaining. Like lightweight just is it's the best division, it's the strongest division in the UFC right now. Like there's so many killers, Justin Gaethje, Khabib. Oh, my cat's distracting me. It's been fucking a little weirdo. Khabib, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz if he's fighting again, which I hope he is. I hope he fights again. I mean, maybe Nate Diaz doesn't want to take any more fucking brain damage, which fair enough. He's trying to run a business. Trying to run a business is harder when you have brain damage, so I can understand from his perspective why he doesn't want to fight again. But there's so many kids, Barboza, Kevin Lee. Like, Kevin Lee looks shit, and Kevin Lee's a fucking amazing fighter, but he's looked shit in his last few fights because there's so many fucking amazing fighters in that division. Like, that's how you know a division's strong, when Kevin Lee looks shit in that division. Like, Kevin Lee's one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound, I think. And he doesn't look like that because there's so many strong fighters in that division. Like, he's definitely like top 30. And you can't tell that because he's in the lightweight division. So it'll be interesting to see how far that kid moves forward in the lightweight division. I think that's gonna be the end of the video. Like, subscribe. Have a good day for the rest of your day. Sorry this video was a bit more rambly than my other video. Well, I only made one video, but this is a bit more rambly than I planned. I am quite tired at the moment. To be honest, I shouldn't be making this video, but I just didn't want to get it out any later, because I kind of wanted to get this video out while UFC 234 is still relevant, because I had opinions that I wanted to share, and I've done a shit job, so I didn't write anything down, and I'm very fucking tired right now. So sorry if this video is a bit shit, but there you go. This is the video. Like, subscribe, share it with your nan, share it with your boyfriend, share it with your girlfriend, share it with your husband, share it with your wife. Fucking share this video everywhere, and have a good day with the rest of your day. Yeah, this is the end of the video.